Is it crazy or autocracy? Or what type of crazy is that? Except crazy.
News making the headlines.
Black Maria is to carry criminals, child looters that are in government today.
Sometimes it gets confrontational.
Slap you in the face.
Excuse me, don't put words into my mouth.
Whatever it is that will bring our military to disrepute, I said to hell
On
with it.
Core Digest,
I want to know why I should be believing them.
every weekday, we bring all of these together and take them to the court of public opinion,
Everybody has a right in Nigeria.
where you are the judge.
Good to have you stay with us. You're still on to Core Digest Extra on Core TV News. And like I said before the short time out, we'll be looking at something very important as we approach the new year, which is just few days around the corner. Like a popular saying that when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And so we want to take a look at 2016 in view, goals for the new year. And so I'm really not an expert in that field because I'll be speaking with someone who is for a very long time now being into capacity building. It started quite very early, and so even as he's still very much young, he's actually achieved a lot with inspiring people to leadership positions. And interestingly, he's written books on human development and capacity building. And so I just figure that he's the right person to kind of encourage us and motivate us as we approach 2016. And right here with me in the studio is Abraham OWOSENI, the founder of Young Breeds Development Initiative. Good morning, Abraham.
Good morning.
Compliment of the season.
Same to you.
All right. Now let's quickly go into what we're looking at today. But just before we start looking at goals, really, I want you to do an overview of 2015. What are your thoughts, really?
2015, it answers to different people in different ways. It depends on the respective aspirations each person has had at the beginning of the year. 2015 has been a great year. Personally, to me, I remember January to now, things I've achieved, and by God's grace, and things I'm still aspiring to achieve. So I think 2015 has been, even concerning our nation, it's been a monumental year, transition from the past government to this current government, and across different sectors of the country. It's been a monumental year. It's a great year, and we're looking up for more things to come in the new year.
Yeah.
So
you sound very happy, very glad about 2015, but the stories for all this is different. So what made your year so different, really?
Okay. I remember a quote I once wrote up at sometimes this year. I was talking about what makes a day great.
Okay.
So I think I said something like what makes a day great: great people, great network, great goals. Those are things that make a day great. So if that can make a day great, then what will make a year great as well.
Okay.
And so 2015 has been a great year by virtue of some conscious things persons have put in consideration.
Okay.
And one of them is goals.
All right.
And so earlier this year in January, we commissioned one of our youth development club resource center in secondary school.
Okay.
January 20th to be precise, and that was one of the goals I had. At December of this year, the previous year, we were already finalizing plans and finishing up the center. And then in January we kicked off instilling and training young people on youth development. And later on the year, we continued on achieving other milestone goals we had set. And so that's how a year becomes great, not by an unconscious act or not by luck as people think. It's a conscious step in achievement of what we desire.
All right, now let's take a look at goal setting.
Okay.
This is a period where a lot of people are just hopeful that, okay, 2015 has not been so good.
Okay.
But I want to make my 2016 better. So I'm going to write all the goals I want to achieve.
Okay.
This, number 1, I write up to 10.
Okay.
But while it happens for some people just, at the end of the year, it doesn't work. So what's the little secret or tip to having a successful accomplishment of your goals?
Okay, let me give this short illustration to make it get better. When people talk about goals, some people see it as a flimsy scenario, but some people actually get it, bit of it, just like you said. it's just like if you're playing a football match, and then there are no goalposts, how would the match be? And there are two things that comes to mind in such a scenario. If there are no goalposts, it means that there will be total frustration. There will be exertion of skill and talent, but no results. The players will be running up and down the field, but no result. And another thing that could happen is that there will be exertion of labor. You know, all of the sides of the team, exertion of labor, but still no outcome. And then, you know, at the climax of the event, of the sporting event, there will be no form of assessment. So, you know, that could be applied in life, whereby everyone is running the field of life, but few people achieve results. And those who achieve results are those who are goal setters.
Okay.
Because you can run the field of life and not score goals if you don't have goals.
All right.
So goal setting is actually a principle in life that makes one to achieve, you know, desired ends, desired milestones, desired outcomes. That's what goal setting is.
So what happens? What do you do when probably you're in the middle of the year and you have some goals and you're quite sincere about working at them?
Okay.
And you know those goals are not just coming into fruition. You're just frustrated. What do you do then?
Well, a lot of things we come across, you know, in setting our goals. It may not be as, you know, flat as and easy as we think.
Okay.
You know, but the goal is, the main objective is stay true to your goals. It's not necessarily about the, you know, list of enormous list of goals that one sets up, but, you know, focus to the set of goals we make, and that's what makes a goal achievable. So I'm sure as we go on, I'm going to share with us one or two things that will help us really to set goals and achieve them, and that's what will make us get the result that we desire.
Okay, so how to set the goals and achieve those goals? I think you should take us through that.
Okay, just like the illustration I gave.
Okay.
You know, no matter the dexterity of the players, no matter their skills and talents, there are no goalposts in the field. You know, even in the first place, I don't think the match will hold, because the facility managers will discover that something is wrong in this pitch.
There's nothing to judge
There's
what
nothing
they're
to
doing.
judge, and so that match may not even hold. But, you know, in life, many people are running through the race of life, the field of life, and having little or no performance. You know, people evaluate their lives at a time of a year like this and see that what really has happened in the course of the year. You know, but it boils down to this factor that something is wrong in terms of goal setting. So the first thing, you know, in setting goals is that we need to define the goal that we're talking about.
Okay.
You know, that's just fundamental. What do you want? 2016 is, you know, looking at us, and then some people had started planning for 2016 at the middle of this year.
That's very interesting.
And then some people are going to plan for 2016 perhaps in the middle of 2016. So you'll be able to weigh the difference in the outcome each one we have. You know, but whichever case it may be, at this moment, what do we do? First is that define it. Define it. What do you desire? You know, what do you desire? That's fundamental. Your desires will be different from mine, and then to be different from one another.
Okay.
So define it. What do you desire? It's not necessarily about the enormous number of goals that we set. You know, it's actually good when they are smart, you know, and they are specific. So it's not necessarily if they are 20, just focus. And then, so that's the first thing. Define it. What do you want? Many people, find a lot of challenge trying to define that problem or that task. What do you want? You know, you go into town and then you just ask someone on the street, what do you want? And the person seems not to, perhaps it's be cluttered with a lot of options of what he will like, you know, actually want. So that's a gap there. You know, if I ask you what you want for 2016 in less than 1 minute, 2 minutes, you should be able to tell me, you know, in bullet points, what do you want for 2016.
Okay.
That shows me that you're able to define your goals.
All right, that sounds pretty easy.
Well, yeah, it is. For example, now one of my goals for 2016 is that we want to establish 2 more youth development club resource centers, minimum of 2 more, you know, 2 more numbers. So I've defined that among several other goals.
Okay.
And so once we're done defining it, the next thing, you know, we go into is, you know, talking about you need to plan it. You need to plan it. You know, many people think goal setting is is a thing of luck, and then
Yeah.
it's not just
It brings me to this question. Some people just find themselves lucky because they really do not even plan anything.
okay.
And they just find themselves walking into these key positions. Things just happen, and like, how did they get to do it?
Well, over time, things don't just happen as people think. There's always backlog of investment, perhaps seen or unseen, in the hidden or open, that would have been invested into such. So, but on the outside, people may see that's just a seamless flow of events, but there's always an investment. So that's the place of planning.
Okay.
Goes without planning has no effect. Planning is actually what makes a goal to become a reality. Planning talks about strategy.
All right.
So you're looking about strategic planning. This is what I've defined. How do I achieve it? And so we don't just write it and go to sleep. We define it, and then we begin to think in terms of how the visibility, how the goal will come to pass.
Okay.
Someone is desirous and thinking perhaps that let's even think, for example, imagine someone is planning of getting married in 2016, and that's one of the person's goal, and then no conscious plan is already in place depending on the date of the wedding already. And so it gets to the point of the year whereby the person seems like the date will change, or it might not hold, or things will not work out well. So such a situation now, the person needs to consciously begin to plan what are the key areas we need to work towards for a successful wedding, and begin to plan them.
Okay.
So planning is what gives fit to goals. It makes goals to stand. It makes them become reality.
All right. So what do you do when probably life throws jabs at your planning? you are in a bid to succeed at one particular goal, and something just happened that jolts you, and it looks like the goal is no go area anymore.
Well, the goal may not be lost, but if there's a situation perhaps that there could be a change in a slight change in plan, that doesn't mean the goal is lost.
Okay.
It's always still in the sight and in your vision to achieve what. So there could be a slight change in plan, but it will always come around. So but what we're saying is, have this conscious mind, on ground.
Okay.
Like
Now,
that's what we're saying.
Abraham, do one consciously have to write
Yes,
goals down?
there's a miracle. Okay, that's actually perhaps the third thing. You define it, you plan it. The third thing actually is that you write it.
Very compulsory.
It's compulsory. It's a miracle. Is perhaps a psychological miracle. What happens when we write our goals down is that it gives commitment to the goals. People think of so many things. Science has proven that a lot of thoughts go through the mind of each person, but the ones you put down have a particular effect for the actualization. People think of so many things. So in goal setting, don't just think it, but you need to also ink it. So don't just think about so many things. Ink them down, put them down in writing. When you ink them down, it turns wishes to wants. It turns mere desires to concrete goals. So whichever way you are inking it, perhaps in the via technological tools or manual writing, it must be inked.
Okay.
And most times, the way the brain works, when you ink out your goals or your plans, you get more ideas to it.
Okay.
You're planning and you're writing some things down. You get more ideas, you get more inspiration. It begins to give flesh to the goal, adding it up.
Okay.
So, but if it remains in the mind, nothing will happen. The mind is just the birth place for the goal. So you get inspiration in your mind to have a particular whatever you want to achieve, then you birth it forth, and then you put it down in writing.
Okay. Now, Abraham, I have quite a number of questions I would love to ask. But
Okay.
very quickly, I just want you to kind of what would be your advice, like an easy way out?
Okay.
2015 actually, a lot of people lost their jobs due
Yeah,
to
okay.
the economic meltdown,
Okay.
and the federal government has been saying a lot about austerity measures,
Okay.
Trying to manage resources, and some people lost their job, by the way. And we're still talking about the number of youth unemployment in the country. And so now looking at the future now, what would be the easy solution you would give to all of this?
And the way you talked about easy solution, it reminds me of what some people think of. But to address that, really, that's what we teach at our youth organization. We focus on mindsets, and that's actually like perhaps the easy solution as you're thinking. It's the mentality of young people. From my professional career of architecture, you start up a building, you start from the foundation, and so there are some misalignment from the foundation that needs to be corrected. That's why we go to high schools to make sure that they have a good foundation for. Now, talking about economic situation, there's something that ties to the economic situation of a nation and that is career. If people are doing well in career, to give good fortunes for the economic situation, the economic outcomes. And so the concept of career has over the years suffered a lot of challenges, and that's why we have things like unemployment. But much more what we need to address is not necessarily about unemployment. I explained to you in a bit. It's the mindset. There's a mentality that has become like an ideology on young people, which needs to be changed. Now, how do we start? The first thing we need to correct in our mindset, that's the future way out for young people, is that a career is a lifelong work. It's not a job. I'm giving some seconds so that people will sink that in. But let me explain what I mean. I'm sure you've had several phrases from people. Perhaps you were coming this morning and then someone just asked you, "Oh, where are you going to?" You say you're off to work. You've heard that before. You've said that before. Or you get later home, get home and later part of the day, and some people ask you, "How was work today?" And then you get to some places and then some people are asking, "Is this person working?" Get to some corporate organizations and we hear phrases such as work philosophy. Our work philosophy, is this and that. Our work ethics is this. How many years of working years of working experience do you have? Or you hear things like work as needed. It's all about work. So I came to a discovery, and that's what I tried explaining in one of my books, The Career Leader, that the underlying denominator for every career is work, not even a job. So where does a job come in? A job, in the real sense, a job is a piece of one's work. Jobs are pieces from one's work. I had a chat with a young man some years ago. I asked him, "What do you want?" Just like we're talking about goal setting, define it. And then he couldn't mention what he wanted. And these are young people that still go out in town clamoring about unemployment. There's nothing to do. But I asked a question: what do you want? An answer to that question will solve the problem in a very long way. And so what do you want answers the question of purpose, answers the question of your career.
Okay.
And that's where we need to start from. That's what I'm talking about, mindset. So we need to have a mindset that a career is a lifelong work. It's more than a job. In a person's life, there will be several jobs in his work. And so before young people can get jobs, they need to discover their work.
Now that's quite deep. Thank you very much, Abraham. Very quickly, we would like to take a break on the program, and when we come back, we'll open our phone lines. If you have questions and something cloudy about goal setting and questions you want to ask him, you just do that after the break. So stay with us, and we'll be right back.
Is it crazy or autocracy? Or what type of crazy is that? Except crazy.
News making the headlines.
Black Maria is to carry criminals, child looters that are in government today.
Sometimes it gets confrontational.
Slap you in the face.
Excuse me, don't put words into my mouth.
Whatever it is that will bring our military to disrepute, I say to hell
On
with it.
Core Digest,
I want to know why I should be believing them.
every weekday We bring all of these together and take them to the court of public opinion,
Everybody have the right in Nigeria.
where you are the judge.
Thanks for staying with us. It's still Call Digest Extra on Call TV News. And so feel free to put a call through to us as we look at the topic 2016 in view goals for the new year. And the guest in the program, Abraham OWOSENI, is one whose experience is founder of Young Braids Development Initiative. And so far we're looking at goal setting and how to project into the future. And interestingly, we have a first caller here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you for joining us. Your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, happy Christmas.
Same to you, thank you. Your name and where you're
Yeah,
calling
it's Mr. Waneka from Kumasi, Ghana.
All right, Waneka from Ghana. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Yeah, what I want to say about the goal for this government is that they should look back from 1999. You see, when you are coming as a government, you try to achieve one thing. Even if in 4 years or in 8 years you're able to achieve one thing for that country, people will use that thing to remember you. When Obasanjo, the government before in 1979 or 77, we were able to do the first stack. That first stack has changed a lot of people's lives, both Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa. Today, anyway you want to write anything about that first stack, you must bring Obasanjo in. Then God give him that grace to come again in 1999. Before, there's no way you can communicate with your people, both home, abroad, and anywhere. You step on people's toes to make sure that Nigeria gets communication easy. Right now, somebody who is in village, even a farmer, can communicate with his brother, his sister in city.
Okay.
People use that to be able to get something to eat. You get a lot of jobs.
Okay.
Right now, the problem Nigeria is having today is electricity. If it will cost this government to step on people's toes to make sure that we have electricity in Nigeria, let people use that thing to remember that even in 20 years or 30 years time, they must achieve one thing that will give them a goal.
Okay.
Today, I'm not talking about like banking or something like that, but for electricity, for this telephone, even a woman inside the market, barrel pusher,
Right.
can communicate with the people.
All right.
So let them plan to do one thing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Waneka. You know, I was actually expecting Waneka to tell us something about this personal goal, but you know, it's
Okay.
interesting that he
Okay.
told us what his expectations are of the government.
Yeah,
There's something he said that's quite crucial, like he's focusing on one thing
yeah.
and not doing so many things at a time.
I think that's one thing to learn in terms
Okay.
of the leaders, positional leaders in Nigeria, to focus on one thing.
Okay.
And, that will help build a nation.
Alright.
One thing is needful. If, for example, this coming new year, different sectors of governance can just focus on one thing, I'm sure we will make good headway in that.
All right. Now, the school of thought will say that, you know, stop blaming the government.
Okay.
When things go bad, try to blame yourself, be the change you want to see, and all of that. And
Okay.
you know, we keep hearing that. And how much do you align yourself to that thought that when things go bad, you know, you don't blame those who are responsible, but blame yourself first and see how you could be a solution to that problem?
Yeah, I've heard of that school of thought as well, but each one has his own responsibility. Our positional leaders, the governors, the presidents, and all in those categories, they have their responsibilities, and as individuals as well, we also have our responsibilities. You know, in the true sense, what builds a nation? People. That's what builds a nation. You know, the citizenry of a nation, especially those who have discovered their life work, their individual purposes, and they're expressing it, you know, culminating in a concerted effort to the growth and development of a nation.
Okay.
And so indeed we can be the change we seek in others by making contribution from our own efforts, from our own, you know, work, from our own career, to effect the growth and change of a nation.
All right, let's quickly take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello. Okay, we just lost that caller. Please do well to call us back, and when you call, please try as much as possible to turn down the volume of your TV set so that we can hear you. All right, we have another caller here. Hello, good morning. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, compliment
morning.
of the season. Thank you for joining us. Your name and where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Umaya.
Umwaya. Your name, please.
My name is Saham Adi. I'm calling from Umaya.
Sam from Umwaya.
Yes.
All right, go ahead, Sam.
Yes.
All right, Sam, go ahead. You've not turned down the volume of your TV set, though.
Okay. All the money we are spending on subsidy and all that, can't we, those money we are paying for subsidy, can't that money do us to get a refinery?
Okay. Hello, Sam. Okay.
I'm saying
Okay.
all the money we are paying for all this subsidy and whatever,
All right.
can't that money do us to get a new refinery?
Okay. Okay, the government will have to decide that. Of course, the federal government will be the deciding factor of what they hope to use the subsidy fund for. But, that was Sam expressing his own opinion. Okay, let's just take this other call out before we go ahead. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining us. All right. Please, when you call in, try as much as possible to turn down the volume of your TV set so we could have a wonderful conversation together because it keeps interrupting. All right, let's try this. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Your name and where you're calling
Yes. This is Oladejo calling from Abeokuta.
from. Oladejo from Abeokuta. All right, thank you. Oladejo, go ahead.
Did you see this first subsidy of the thing? I just see the whole thing as it's called. Are you with me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, the subsidy, if there's need, let it be removed.
Okay.
Then you buy fuel at whatever price it comes, which is better than all this problem buy 130, buy 140. Nobody is complaining. If government is reviewing it upwards without the subsidy, let it be. Then this money being spent for subsidy could be used for another thing.
Okay.
So that Nigeria will move forward. This fuel problem of it, we are all tired of it in Nigeria.
All right.
So let it be whatever amount they want to sell it, let them sell it. Remove the subsidy, use the money for any other thing, then we move forward.
All right. Thank you, Oladejo, for
So that's my suggestion, yes.
suggestion.
Bye-bye.
Okay, it's interesting that fuel subsidy happens to be the major concern of most people.
I think that's because that's the current situation of
Situation.
what.
We saw the dailies queues on Xmas Day.
Yesterday
And it's not so nice to celebrate Christmas at the fuel station. Okay, let's just take this call before we go ahead. Hello, good morning.
Hello, morning.
Yes, thank you for joining us. Your name and where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Umaya.
Umwaya, your name?
My name is Adeyije.
Adeize.
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead, please.
I'd like to join the last two callers by saying that Obasanjo achieved one major or two things during his tenure.
Okay. All right. Adeize.
The guy himself achieved something very important to Nigerians: electricity.
How about corruption? Is fighting corruption? Isn't that a good goal?
No. Corruption should be a different thing for him to fight.
Okay.
Because most of the people that are with him are also corrupt.
Okay. All right. So Adeize, you want him to ensure that the fuel price is stable.
Let him face electricity.
Electricity. Okay. Electricity.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Adeize.
Power is very important.
Power. All right. Okay. Nigerians have started setting goals for the ministry, which is quite good. Now, let's go over to you. They've actually raised a bit of some concern about fuel, power, and stuff. Okay. So, as Nigeria as a nation, you've talked about personal goals and stuff. If you were the president of Nigeria today, what goals would you set for the country?
I think the budget was signed some days ago. I think from the breakdown, education ranks number 1. I think followed by defense, interior. But looking at it holistically, in Nigeria as a country, what should be our topmost goals for 2016? And just like callers has said, looking at our current situation, electricity seems to be a major challenge. The fuel situation is not a constant challenge. It's because of the subsidy, and so depends on the decision the government would like to take. But looking at this recurrent challenge of power supply, shortage of power supply, if that can be fixed, it will transform all work sectors.
Okay.
Both professionals, entrepreneurs, those in vocations. It will make each one's work move at great pace, and then that will also affect the economic situation.
Okay, so you're also keen into power. Okay, let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
No, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Could you speak a little bit louder? I can hardly hear you.
Please, I'm a child Joseph, calling from the Benue State.
Joseph from Benue State.
Yes.
All right, Joseph. You could still help us speak a little bit louder. I can't hear you.
Okay, I'm a child Joseph from Benue State. Can you hear me now?
Yes, great, Joseph. I can hear you now. So go ahead.
Okay, please. What I want our president to look onto in the 2015. They should look onto the unemployment, the youth, and the power.
All right.
And so there's so many people are complaining.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Joseph.
Because most of Nigerians are unemployment, and unemployment causes so many problems in Nigeria.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that contribution, Joseph. All right. Unemployment again.
I think we should
Joseph
conclude on the challenges regarding unemployment. As I was saying before, the challenge, to my opinion, is not necessarily unemployment, because not everybody will be employed. So we can't talk of unemployment. What we should talk about is work engagement. Work engagement. And so talking about work engagement now, there are some people who we work with existing platforms, existing organizations, existing companies, existing industries. And there are some people who also create a new work platform. So the question I should ask, if I see someone, I wouldn't ask if you are employed or not. I would just ask, what are you working on? That's the question. I wouldn't ask that, where do you work? People clamor more for the place of work rather than what the person is doing. But it's the reverse. What are you working on is more important than where do you work. And so it's about the work engagement. Some people could work with organizations, and so they are called, those are the people who are employed. And then some people could be led or could be brought in to create new work platforms, either as business enterprises, social enterprises, whichever way. Those could be the entrepreneurs. And so it's either way. Which one do you want? And that could be decided from the indices of each person's purpose, each person's individual purpose. Now, just like I said, a career is a lifelong work. So a career is not just something about a month or 2 weeks and then you are off. It's something that you seek to achieve in life. It's something that you seek to make meaningful impact in. If you are called into the media, you make meaningful impact in the media. You are called into industrial manufacturing, you make meaningful impact there. You are called into finance, you make meaningful impact there. So what young people should discover, it's not to clamor for unemployment and certain organizations are not employing them. That's the challenge that we young people should work on. It's a mentality, a kind of a owner's mentality, that the government should provide your work. Government can't provide your work. What government will do is to provide the policies, the environment. So but for you to think, you define your work, and then from your definition of your work, you can suit in whichever class it is.
All right. Now, in your work of empowering people, the resource and building youth, what have you found to be the most reoccurring things that you see happen, like maybe when they come up with some challenges affecting them from aspiring to be that person they ought to be? What did you see as something always reoccurring in most people's cases?
That's very vital. Part of the common denominator as a challenge is, one, we see parental pressure. We see also peer pressure. and those two are vital, especially at the secondary school level. When we do some outreaches to high schools, we discover that some young people are affected negatively by the influences of their parents, and some also are affected by the influence of their peers. And so I remember we were in a school, and after our session, a female student was telling us about how she loved to do what she would like to do, but having a challenge that the mother would not allow her to go to that field. But the mother will insist on another field. Some people think that a career is about what reigns currently. But that's also wrong. That's a wrong mindset. Everyone's career reigns. There is no one particular field that reigns. It's like an ecosystem. We need the whole system to work. We need people in professions. We need people in vocations. We need people in entrepreneurship. So we can't miss any of them. So the cycle must keep moving. So some people think that a particular field is lucrative than the other, but that's not the truth. The truth is, whichever one you are fitted for, by virtue of your gifts and your talents, by virtue of your passion, what you love to do,
you want to make an impact.
And that's what decides on which one you go for.
Let's quickly take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Please turn down the volume.
Good morning.
Good morning. Turn down the volume of your TV set.
Good morning.
Thank you. Turn down the volume of your TV set. Have you done that?
Hello?
Have you turned down the volume of your TV set? Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Your name and
I
where
hear
you...
you clearly.
Hello?
I can hear you clearly.
You can't hear me. Okay, your name and where you're calling from?
Yes, I'm Chuka from Umaya.
Chuka from Umaya. Alright, go ahead, Chuka.
This program is very, very good and important.
Alright.
I like it.
Thank you.
Our problem is power.
Okay.
Then one after the other. If we can able to get power, then we tackle another problem. Not corruption, this, that. I mean, if we are gather all these things together, we are not going anywhere.
Okay.
So it's what I want to thank you.
Thank you, Chuka, for that contribution. All right, now let's, by way of rounding off now, because we have to go on this segment. Chuka has also raised the issue of
just
power,
like what Chuka raised. I was thinking about what the government could do, because there could be big chunks of goals, but we could break them down to some short-term goals, some medium-term ones.
Okay, like you're referring to the budgets now, the 2016 budgets.
In terms of even what the government could do. For example, for example, this current dispensation has about 4 years for the first term, so they could break down the goals. In the first year, what do we want to do? In the second year, or in the first and the second year, the third year and the fourth year. So some could be short-term goals depending on the capacity and the demands it will take to solve them.
Okay.
And then some could be medium-term goals and some long-term goals. So I think if we work that out, we should get a good headway on the goals for 2016.
All right. Okay, so finally, what would be your word of advice? Looking at the topic 2016 in view, goals for the new year. So what would be your final words on the program?
Okay, final words in terms of goal setting, personal goals and corporate goals as a nation. In terms of personal goals, we need to define them, just like we said, define them. We need to plan them. We need to write them down. And then the two other ones is that we need to believe in them. Some people set some goals and then down into the year they lose enthusiasm and believe in the goal. You're the first believer of your goal, and so if your goal is going to come to reality, you must believe deeply in it, and have so much faith that it's going to come to pass. And then from that time, the last thing we should do to make goals a reality is we must take action. Action. That's the missing gap that many people face, and at the end of the year they see it's not coming. So action is required. So for young people looking at future way out, the future way out is to have a change of mindset. and you're talking about unemployment or otherwise, what is your work? Discover your work, discover yourself. You should be doing what you love to do. I'm in the center of what I love to do. You should be doing what you love to do, and then that decides your work, that decides your life work, that decides your career. And then from there on, you discover which work engagement suits you.
What do you do when what you love to do is not paying you the money you want?
Well, that could be an erroneous opinion, but it pays in the long run.
Okay.
It may not pay at the initial start, but it pays on the long run. Just give your best to it, become the best in what you are doing, and then you get the best out of it.
It will pay off eventually.
It will pay.
I think that's a very great lesson, because so many people are really not wishing to wait for when it pays off eventually.
Okay.
It's just that the present that makes them shift over that goal, and it becomes a dead dream.
Yeah.
They try to pick on another one.
Okay.
But really, it was nice speaking with you, Abraham
Thank you very much.
OWOSENI.
Thanks.
We hope to have you next time in our program as we explore all the developmental issues, really.
You.
And one very key thing I learned from Abraham today is that you define your goal, you plan them, you write it down. You use the word like you ink what you're thinking. I kind of like that. So you write it down, then set out to bring them into fruition. That is action. So with this from my very heart, I wish that you take this as you move to 2016, so that your life could be a whole lot better than what it is right now. We always strive to become better. And now we have another segment on Call That Is Extra. Now this is a segment where we're going to relax really, because I have two very fine, wonderful men who will be joining me on the next segment. So you don't want to miss anything from the segment. Stay with us and we'll be right back.